Let's get ready for 2025 with a free OneNote Planner. I've been working very hard to make sure that you've got a good quality OneNote Planner, completely editable, so that you can get the year kick-started with a little less work and a little less stress as well. Now, you really do need to follow the instructions to be able to download this properly. You need the 2016 version of OneNote on a laptop. It will not work on Apple or Mac products. However, if you are able to get to a 2016 version of OneNote and download this, you will be able to use this across all platforms, I promise. Make sure you're signed in when you do this so that it's syncing correctly to your cloud. Once you have done that, you will be able to do that. So you might mean that you need to go and borrow a laptop from someone who has 2016 version of OneNote. If you just Google images of what that looks like, it looks a little bit different to the Windows 10 and the online version. Even if you don't like using it, you'll need it to download. If you're experienced with OneNote, head down to the bottom of the comments below this video and enjoy. If you're new, there is a tour coming up. If you're a Queensland teacher in the EQ system, you can go straight to the OneDrive that I'm sharing, but any other teachers, please use the Google Drive links. You won't be able to access anything from my OneDrive. If you get a message saying that it's reached the maximum downloads, that happens sometimes. Either wait 24 hours or hopefully you'll be able to access one of the backup links. To find these links, you just need to click below in the description. There'll be a More button, and then you'll see all of these links. This is an old video. That's where you'll find them. When you get in there, you'll see either my Google Drive with different backup ones, backup files, or my OneDrive for the Queensland teachers. You just click download, literally click download. It'll take a while. It's a big file. And then you just need to go to your downloads folder to be able to find it. And then there's a few steps. So if you go to your download folder, you can either save it somewhere safe for you, open it up, you will be prompted to click create and make sure you sync in your cloud, in your OneDrive, wherever it is that you need to sync. Make sure that you're synced up so that you can access it across all devices anywhere. When you're in a different device or same device, if you can't find it, click on Open Other Notebooks. If you've done this correctly, it will be sitting in your recent tab. So whether that's an iPad, a phone, whatever, you'll be able to find it in your recents. Once you've done that, you should be able to have it open on any device, anywhere you are, as long as you're online. You can work offline, but obviously then you need to resync again when you're online. So if that's all you need to get access to it, head below to the comments, find the file that you need and click download. If you're new to OneNote or you'd like some tips, here's a tour. All right, everyone, when you open up the 2025 OneNote Teacher Planner, this is your landing page. Across the top here, you have your main tabs, and down the right-hand side here, you've got sub-tabs essentially that sit underneath it. If you've never used OneNote before, the way that I get my head around it is I think of my old printed program in a folder, and these tabs down the side would be the tabs in my folder. And then all of these sub-tabs down the right-hand side would essentially be my plastic sleeves that would sit behind each one. That's how I picture it in my head anyway. Now, if you're someone who uses OneNote Online or the Windows 10 version of OneNote, it looks different. It looks like this. You can change the way that it looks on each one. My personal preference is just to use the 2016 version of OneNote because it has the capabilities to be able to share this program with you, as I have. And there's just some other features in here that I like better. I find it more user-friendly, but the benefit to this is if you have downloaded it using the 2016 version and synced it to your cloud, then you'll be able to use it across any of the platforms that you choose. So whether you're using it on your phone, which I also use, or if you're using it in any of those other versions, it will still work. You'll have all of these tabs to access and edit freely. So for those of you that haven't used OneNote before, there are some instructional opportunities through these tabs down below. If you follow these through, these are all from Microsoft. None of these are mine. These are all freely accessible. You can access the Microsoft Professional Teacher community using your EQ login or any educational login that you've got, and there's heaps of amazing stuff on there for free to just take yourself through at your own pace. Our first tab is school documents. So I've got editable tables in here where you can just basically put your school information, your staff list, roles and responsibilities, and then all of these other tabs down the right-hand side are the more contextualized information for your specific school. So if you're a brand new grad, you might need to talk to your supervisor to find where these documents sit, and then you can upload it here so that you've got it for safekeeping. The next tab are lots of different templates for timetables. So our first one that we've got is just a consolidated timetable in an Excel document. And there's some other versions below. So we've got some things for like admin meetings. If you need someone on duty, you need someone to take the meeting minutes or any other minutes, there's some templates there for you as well. That's just for timetables. If you go to the next tab, there are a lot of different templates on here. Now, some of these things are older. I haven't tried to reinvent the wheel with every single planner that I've shared. I am using a lot of things that are a bit older, maybe from New South Wales. Some of these might seem a bit outdated, but at least it's editable for you to upload whatever you need for your current school and the format that you use. Lots of templates in here for timetables. Here's a weekly format, and literally all you need to do is go in, you can hit enter. You've got lots of tools at the top here. So the little to-do boxes that I've got here is just one of the symbol inserts at the top here. You can use those. Literally just go in, start typing, play with it. If you're not sure, click undo, or if you want to play in something, just copy over, create a new page, and start playing with it. You can change all of these colors. You can change the font. It's all for you to play with. There's a couple of different versions there. So there's a periods version if you're a secondary teacher. There's a weekly planner example. So here's an example of, something you might be doing in your classroom and that you've ticked off what's done, some notes around things that, maybe you haven't done, or some of your variations to routine. Here's a version of a daily planner template. So just that day, the things you want to get through that day, and maybe if you want to make some notes for yourself. If you're someone who coordinates support going into classrooms, maybe EALD support, some literacy support, here's a template here. So you might have, multiple teachers that you're trying to coordinate. You can put them across here. If you want to edit this, literally, you can go through, go to the tables, go to the top, tap on table, insert columns, delete columns, and change as needed on there. Obviously, you can literally type on here, change the times. And there's an example, that's an example of a Monday. And then I've just gone through and put Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in different days so that you can section it out a little bit for you. Some meeting minute templates, individualized education program template if you don't have something in your current system. If you're an EQ teacher, there's some links to the website where you can get the C2C information. If you're a school that doesn't have a programming template, there's some examples in here for you. So here's a maths one, and here it is in a Word document if you prefer to work in Word. If you're someone who works in Word, you can open from here, type in it, click save, come back and refresh the printout, and it will have the updated information in there. Me personally, I like just having a backup. I open it, I save it in a completely different folder, I edit it, and then I re-uploaded it. So anything in here, though, are just templates for you. Literally copy and paste into the program section at the end of the tabs. Here's some information about New South Wales PDPs. I do have Queensland information for APDPs in here as well too. If your school's using the learning progressions, that was just version 2. It was sitting there from a previous planner. I'm not sure if it's currently got version 3 in operation, so I'm just leaving it with that at the moment. Here's the Queensland performance and development information from their website, and a few bits of information around setting SMART goals. If you're going for senior teacher, there's some links on there for you as well. Now, if you're a school that's going through external validation, or in Queensland, it's a school review, I've got a bunch of different things on here which are publicly available either on the New South Wales websites or Queensland website, and some example sets that you can go through, just templates if you're trying to collect information. So, for example, in EQ, I know what it's like now to go through a school review. There's just some information on there. If you're doing any preparation, there's some example templates from publicly available from EQ, and just some templates to help you collect some artifacts. If you are a new grad teacher, there's a section in here for I've just gone, oh, it won't click on it, on the standards. So if you're going through accreditation, or if you're going from graduate to proficient, if you're going to full registration, there's information from QCT there. New South Wales, there's NESA. Sorry, I don't have other state information just because that's not my experience. I want to make sure you're getting the right information. But there's a tab here if you want to add and then delete the New South Wales and Queensland stuff. However, I'm hoping that these sections might be helpful anyway if you need to collect evidence. Because these are our Australian standards. They don't change. So standard 1, no students and how they learn. There's some areas there. And then you've got some a table here to be able to log some information. And below here, just some tabs so you can just randomly store documents, photos, even videos if you need to. Now going back. So for anyone who doesn't know what I just did, sorry. These little icons here, these are icons showing that it's essentially another folder that's opening with all of these tables at the top there. So if I go back to where we were at, sorry, with the standards, you can see I've got a whole bunch of other tabs across the top there now for standards. I've just clicked the arrow back to go back to the main page with our tabs at the top. And now I'm going into program, a whole other folder. This is the part where you are focusing on your class. So this first part of information was very general. Lots of tables, lots of templates, lots of system-wide information that should be able to help you. But when you go into this program section, this is the main section that I'm hoping will help you. It's got some tabs set up ready to go. So your own professional goals, goal 1, 2, 3, and maybe evidence that you're having to collect. Term planner. So I like to just go into Calendarpedia. Gives you a nice big overview because different people like different versions. So if you don't like the version I've given you, I highly recommend going to them. It's absolutely free. But the one that I've got for you, here's the Queensland term calendar. I haven't put anything in like NAPLAN dates or student free days or anything like that because it's different for schools across the country. I've just put some of the main things and I'm following the Queensland schedule. However, like I've said, fully editable. So if term 1, week 1 is not these same dates for you, you can edit these weeks on the side there to help you match those specific dates, which is why I've also left in these holiday periods there. You can change the colors as you wish. And if you go down term 2, I've made a different color. Term 3, another color, just to keep them separated like that. So feel free to copy and paste or tweak as needed. And when you come down further, I've got one of the templates from the timetables in an earlier section as a class timetable to help you get started if you're happy with that version, or tweak that version to one that you like, and then you can copy and paste that into each of these terms down below. Here's an example for a day planner, and then I've got all the weeks laid out for you down the side here. So copy and paste the version once you've tweaked it to make it the way you like it. Scope and sequences that you have for your subjects, chuck them in here to make them readily accessible. There are some templates in here for different class profiles. I've had some suggestions on the Facebook page for different things. So I've got class profile with some things that you might need to know about your kids, and then a class tracker. So if you're tracking like, homework or awards or good news phone calls home, put their student name and you might tick off the weeks. And so if you're using this for multiple things, just create some tabs down the side by adding a page, and you just click copy and paste, and then you've got it there ready to edit. There's another example of an assessment tracker. Now, if you've got some individual students on their own educational curriculum plans or behaviour plans, this would be a good place to document them. Now, if you're working in a system like I am in Education Queensland, we use One School for a lot of this stuff. I personally still like to have a backup and know what I'm doing with my kids, especially if one school's down. It's good to just have it there accessible. That's my personal preference. So just an example template for a group intervention plan. Moving over to reporting, information in here about Queensland reporting, an example timeline tracker for yourself. If you're writing comments or doing grades, you might want to monitor yourself and make sure you're on track. And then there's spots in here for you to just start doing a draft. Some people like working in Word. Some people like working directly in whatever system it is that you're working in. I never trust it. I always like to have backup somewhere. And then you've got a section for term 1, 2, 3, 4, and then some work samples in there. When you click on term 1, you'll have all your subjects laid out, some example tabs down the side, all completely editable to suit you. So if you're not someone who likes breaking it down into weeks, perhaps you like breaking it down into the sub-elements of the subject, then absolutely just delete the things that are in here that you don't want to keep and just add pages and add the things that you want. Completely editable for you. I hope 2025 is a wonderful start to the year. You have some wonderful classes and experiences this year, and I look forward to sharing some more videos.